Good evening. How are all of you doing today? Hi, everyone. How are all of you? Hello. Hi, Raghav. Hello, Pradeep. Good evening. Yes, a very, very bright good evening to all of you. Hi, Eknath. Hello. Oh, wow. Hi to my YouTube family as well. Hello, Mandeep. Hi, Pradeep. Hello, Kamaljot. How are you? Kamaljot, what had you written? I'm curious. You've deleted your message. All right. Okay. Hi, everyone. How am I, Mohammed? I am, as always, doing very well. Thanks to all of you for your love and sweet messages. Hi, Anuj. Hello, Simranjeet. Hi, Yash. Hello, Madhu. Hi, Barrister. Hello, Purva. Hi, Dipanshu. Definitely, Madhu. Exactly that's why I am here today. Good evening, Sumit. 3 minutes late. I apologize. Naruto, yes, I apologize. How are all of you doing today? All the very best, Veeraj. That's coming up super soon. How are all of you? I'm always doing well. What about you? Hmm, doing good. All right. Doing good. Okay. So, what do you think? Is it doing good or doing well? What should I say if somebody asks me, how do you do or how are you? Should it be doing good or doing well? Or are both of them correct? What do you think? Very good. Excellent. A lot of you are correct. Both, no, both are not correct. Only one of them is a correct response to this answer. How are you? Or how do you do? Hmm. Exactly. So for this answer, the correct response is only doing well. Doing good is not wrong, but it's not the answer to this question. Doing good means if somebody likes to do good, for example, to help other people or to do charity work, yes, help other people. That is when we say he likes doing good. He has a passion for doing good. He has a penchant for doing good. All right. Yes, that reminds me of a very interesting thing. The question, how do you do? The question, how do you do? Do you know the story behind this? Such a simple question, isn't it? How do you do? What is the story behind the question, how do you do? Any guesses, Nayak, Pavneet? Can anybody guess? What's interesting about this seemingly simple question? So yes, um, in the old days, in the ancient days, as a British habit, this was not a question. It was a statement. Weird, right? Bizarre. Can't believe it. I know, right? I've been using it all my life. So it used to be a sentence. So, for example, it was a wish, it was a way of wishing someone. For example, good evening, right? It didn't need a response back then. So, if somebody asked you, let's say in the 19th century, how do you do? It wasn't a question, it was just a statement. And how did they respond to it? With the same sentence, how do you do? And the other side also would say, how do you do? That was just like saying greetings of the day. So interesting, right? Sounds crazy. How can a sentence would begin with how can it be a statement? It's definitely a question, isn't it? So yes, English used to be and still is crazy. All right. So yes, we learned a very interesting thing today. Thanks to whoever asked this question between doing well and doing good. Perfect, lovely. So now if your examiner asks you how are you doing or how do you do, the answer is going to be I'm doing well, not doing good. Okay. No, Chilakapalli, the content is not the same. Okay, yes. So today, everybody, my dear friends, we are going to look at the writing module and why are all of us stuck at 6.5? Because the majority of us are stuck at 6.5, aren't we? So we'll try to elevate our band score to 8. Okay. Yes, a brief introduction about me. My name is Diksha Mehta, and I have been trained by both IDP and British Council. So rest assured, you're in good hands. All right. And be rest assured. No, that's not be rest assured. Okay. All right. So before a lot of myth busting is going to happen today, guys. No, it is not be rest assured. No, it is just rest assured. All right. Okay. We're learning a lot of things today. I'm very happy right at the beginning. Perfect. Hi, Sumit. Uh, yes, definitely the Queen, the British series is very interesting. And yes, the accent and the vocabulary are beautiful, Sumit. Okay, so let's move forward and now look at writing. So when I talk about the writing module, what do you think is very important? There are 4 assessment criteria. So which one is the most important? So first of all, what are the assessment criteria? These 4, right? You have task achievement, cohesion, lexis, and grammar. Which of them is the most important? All of them, exactly. So yes, all of them have 25% criteria. That is true. But still, which one do you think, needs the most work? Which one do you think we need to work on? Do you think it's vocabulary, grammar? Which one? Okay, I can see a lot of responses for grammar. Isn't it? Grammar, right? Okay, so let's see. First, we are going to check, is grammar really that important? And first of all, let's take a small quiz to check how good is your grammar. Do you know if your grammar is all right or not? Let's check if your grammar is okay or not. Let's take a mini grammar quiz to find out if you need to work on your grammar or you are good to go. All right. Okay, Pavneet. So 1 minute grammar quiz. I'm going to show you a sentence. You need to tell me whether the sentence is grammatically correct or not. Ready? This is the beginning, Satyam. So mini grammar quiz. Okay. Here is the sentence. Colorless green ideas, sleep furiously. Is this sentence grammatically correct? Is it a complete sentence which makes grammatical sense? Very good. Who was this? Aturu, very good. All right. So half of us are saying no, half of us are saying yes, which means half of us are wrong. Right? Which half? Let's see. So to understand, let's look at the sentence. What is colorless? What is the word colorless? The spelling is wrong. No, Varaprasad. That is the American spelling. That is correct. Colorless, it's an adjective. All right. So that's an adjective. Green, again, what is green? Here again, it is an adjective. All right. Now, what is ideas? What is ideas? Very good. It is the subject, or as you can call the noun, right? So I'll call it the noun or the subject. What is sleep? Verb, excellent. And what is furiously? It is the adverb. All right. Now, this sentence has everything. There's a noun, which means it has a subject, right? There's a noun. That means there is a subject. There is a verb and there is an, okay, we don't need the object, but there's a subject and a verb, right? So that means it is a complete sentence, isn't it? If I just replace the adjectives, if I replace all of these words and I use other words, for example, another adjective, let's say big, fat, men work, let's say work slowly, right? Now, this sentence is similar to the one that I've written above. It also has two adjectives, one noun, one verb, and one adverb. Is this one correct? Yes. Right? This is grammatically correct. So why not the one above, my dear? Yes, that is also grammatically absolutely correct. There is no error in it. Why did you say that the grammar was wrong? The grammar is 100% correct. It's 100% correct. But does this sentence remind you of something? Something from the movie Three Idiots. Remember? So, do you remember Amir Khan's speech where he said, books are jacketed, non-jacketed, right? That sentence, does it remind you of that from the movie Three Idiots? Yes, right? So what was wrong with that sentence? When Amir Khan said, I've forgotten my books. What was wrong in that sentence? There was nothing wrong, but what did the teacher say? What did the teacher say to Amir Khan? Who can tell me the dialogue? Let's see the Bollywood fans today. When Amir Khan said, books are jacketed, non-jacketed documents where you record, what did the teacher say to him? Very good, Nikhil. He says, the teacher said, Are kehna kya chahte ho? Isn't it? So he says, kehna kya chahte ho? Right? So yes, this sentence is grammatically absolutely perfect, 100%. But कहना क्या चाहता है ये sentence? Do we know that? No, right? Because there's something wrong with this sentence, and that is the meaning. It is a nonsense sentence. Zero sense. It's making zero sense. It is nonsense. Right? There is absolutely no sense in this sentence. I can't understand anything that it wants to say. What do you mean by green ideas? How can ideas be green? How can colorless ideas be green? Colorless and green, they're absolutely opposite. And how can ideas sleep? It's not making any sense. So this is why did I do this grammar quiz? So to make you understand that grammar is important, yes, but it is not the most important part. So the reason why so many of us are stuck at 6.5, despite having great grammar, a lot of you have perfect grammar, trust me. I've seen your writings and I will check them today also. And your writings are perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with your grammar. And yet we do not get 7. We are stuck at 6.5. Imagine good English, good grammar, stuck at 6.5, good words. Why? Because you don't have anything to say, as simple as that. Or what you have to say is not relevant, right? So what have you guessed? Which criteria am I talking about now? The content. And which criteria is content? Very good. Excellent, everybody. Perfect, Govind. Yes, so it is task response, the content. कहना क्या चाहते हो? That should be beautiful. If it's not beautiful, I am sorry, but your grammar is not going to get you a 7, my dear. You won't get it. So please do not ignore this criteria. So many of you are working on your grammar, your vocabulary, linking words, which is excellent. But a lot of us do not have good ideas. We don't know how to brainstorm. If the question is, out of the blue, you don't know the question, then you're caught off guard. You don't know what to write. I don't have any ideas. I don't know what to write. Or your writing and your ideas are not the best. They have to be absolutely best. So today we look at how to brainstorm, how to get ideas which are band 9. Nobody teaches band 9 ideas, I'm sorry, but this is something that you must learn, right? Okay, so let's now begin understanding the IELTS quickly. Just a quick revision. Some of us are new here, right? Some of us have just started. So I'm quickly going to explain the writing module in 1 minute. Let's see how to explain in 1 minute. So what happens in the writing module? You have 2 tasks. Yes, Sneh. Task 1 and 2. So task 1 is report writing. This you just have to, focus on the graph. Depending on what is given, you will write. More important is task 2. Why is task 2 more important, Priyanka? Any guesses? No, Deepa. Any guesses? Why is task 2 more important? 60% no, 66% of the weightage, that means 2/3 of the weightage depends on task 2. And this is the task where your content matters the most, where you need to have brilliant ideas. So you have 40 minutes to write it. Minimum word count is 250. You need to write an essay with brilliant ideas, of course. And is there any upper limit? Is there any upper limit? Can someone tell me what is the upper limit? 300, 400, 270, 4,000, 1,000. There is no upper limit. So you can write 1,000 words, but should you write 1,000 words? Just because you can does not mean you should. You should not. Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't you write 400, Ashish? What is the reason? No, the examiner will not cut the mark. You will cut your own marks. You are self-penalizing yourself. If you're going above 280 words, you are self-penalizing yourself. Because, trust me, you don't have enough time. Your grammar is not so perfect that you write 1,000 words and you don't make even one error. Your vocabulary will be repeated. And most importantly, your ideas, either they will be repeated or they will be irrelevant. So please do not self-penalize yourself. Stick to 280 words. No need. You're not getting extra marks for good handwriting. You're not getting extra marks for writing extra. So might as well not do it. Why write for free? Are you getting paid for it? No. Then why should you do it? You don't need to do it. Perfect. Naruto, that's not how it is calculated. All right. So let's move forward now and understand how do I write good ideas? How do I brainstorm? For brainstorming, you need to follow in task 2 the power writing process. Why? Because this process will help you brainstorm the best. So please do not jump to writing the moment you get the question. Wait, hold on to your horses just a second. Do not start writing. Plan first of all. And what am I planning for? First, I'm understanding the question. The first thing is, please understand the question. What kind of essay is asked from me? And after you've understood the question, find out which essay do I have to write. Is it a problem solution essay? Is it let's say a opinion essay? Is it a discussion essay? An advantage, disadvantage essay? What kind of essay do I have to write? Then what you do, brainstorm ideas. That is where we are applying this for good content. Brainstorm ideas. Now, how do I brainstorm ideas? Can anybody, give me any hints? Or how do you do it? If I show you a question and if I ask you, give me your opinion, how would you brainstorm? How do you come up with ideas if you don't know that topic? Mind map. All right. But what if I don't know the topic? I don't know anything about the topic. If I don't know anything about the topic. If I don't know the topic, what should I do? All right, let me show you a topic that not a lot of us know, right? It'll become better if I give you a practical example. Let's look at this topic. It's not a very common topic. It says one of the best ways to fight climate change is to introduce a carbon tax on gasoline. That means fuel. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, what if I don't know anything about fuel prices or how they are impacting the climate? Then what do I do? How do I think of more ideas? Use idioms. Are you? No. Idioms are for speaking. No. Very good, Naruto. Yes. Very good. Lie about it. No. All right. So what we are going to do, all right, let's think what we're going to do, right? Okay. So what we are going to do is same thing that we do in speaking. What do we do in speaking? We think from different perspectives. That is what we do to generate more ideas and to generate good ideas, right? Always think of, always brainstorm more ideas than you're going to write, right? So for example, let's say that you wanted to write 2 or 3 ideas in this answer, right? What you're going to do is you are going to think of at least 5 ideas and then choose from them. All right. So what we're going to do is we are going to think from, don't think from how it impacts you, right? So yes, you will think from that perspective also. Who are you now? Can you tell me who are you? If I say how this impacts you, let's say the increase of gasoline price, who are you in this case? What perspective is yours? Who are you? You are a consumer or a common man, right? So how does it impact the common man? Who else does it impact? So different perspectives that we have is the political perspective. Does this impact politics somehow? Right? What is the next perspective? Economic. So the finances, how does it affect the finances of the country, of the people? Right? Next, we have the social perspective. Is it good for the society or not? So yes, definitely. The next we have is technological. Now, in this case, technology perspective won't work, but this is one of the frequent perspectives that we think from. In this case, see, not always will all perspectives work, right? And the next one is environmental, which is definitely a huge perspective in this case. And the last one is legal, or also called the government. How does it impact the government? Okay. Now, earlier, before I showed you the perspectives, what would your answer have been? One reason, you probably had one reason why it's good, one reason why it's bad. Now let's look at whether it's good or bad. So for the common man, do you think it's good for you or bad if there's an increase in the price of gasoline or fuel, as we may simplify and say it? Do you think it's good for you or bad for you? Definitely bad, of course. Why? Because it bad or negative, because it impacts your your budget, or you can say your daily expenses. It's fuel is a daily necessity. People use it for so many things. They use it for their cars, not just that, for cooking. A lot of people use gasoline for cooking. Then also, if the price of the car fuel increases, automatically what increases? Everything. Because the commodities which the car is transporting, your daily commodities, your bread, butter, milk, how do they reach you? In cars or trucks, isn't it? So if all of these commodities increase, your entire budget goes for a toss, isn't it? Okay, now look at, let's say, the government. Is it good for the government or bad for them? They're introducing a tax. the government has introduced a tax, so technically it's good for the government, isn't it? They are collecting money. They are collecting money. So of course, they can use this money to do something for the environment. Let's say they could use this same money to subsidize solar panels, for example, right? They are collecting money, and this money they can further utilize for some good purpose or any purpose. So planting trees, subsidizing solar panel, for doing something for the environment or for the people. All right. Okay. Now, economic perspective, it is definitely bad. Why? Because we've just discussed that the price of all commodities has gone up. So what happens when all commodities are expensive? It leads to, so commodities are increasing in price, but your salary is still fixed. So that's inflation, isn't it? The same thing which costed 100 rupees earlier is now costing 110 rupees. So your salary is still the same, but less products for the same cost of money, right? So inflation has happened. What about social, however? What about social perspective? So how does it impact the society? If there's a lot of inflation, what happens because of a lot of inflation? What happens because of inflation now? Poverty increases. People are unable to then afford their basic needs. Poverty increases, and if poverty increases, a lot of other factors happen. Perfect. There's unemployment. There is the criminal activities increase, right? The mental health goes for a toss. So a lot of other things are linked to poverty. Perfect. Now, technological, yes, technological does not really have a say in this question. So it's okay, remove it. Not always will technology be, used as a perspective. And the final, environment. So of course, it is good or bad for the environment. Yes, I do think it is good for the environment, because it does result in a direct decrease in, if people reduce the use of gasoline, what happens? The pollution goes down. So decrease in pollution, right? And yeah, so it's basically good for the environment. Okay, now think about it. Earlier, how many ideas did you have? Probably 2, maximum 3. Now look at how many ideas do you have? You have 5 ideas now, isn't it? 3 of them say that it's negative, 2 of them say it's positive. So now you can choose what side you want to support. Do you want to completely agree? Do you want to partially agree? Or do you want to disagree? Right? You have more ideas now. So this is how you brainstorm ideas. Okay. So now what we are going to do, this topic we discussed, I discussed with you. The next topic that I show you, you will tell me, whether it's good or bad, what perspectives are there, what reasons will you give, and you will write an introduction for that topic. All right. Let's quickly look at the introduction format, because a lot of us don't know how to write the first paragraph, the introduction, right? So quickly, we are going to just quickly review how to write the introduction. So how many sentences should I write minimum in an introduction? Minimum number of sentences in my introduction. How many? Who can tell me? 4 to 5. Oh no, that is too big. 5 introduction. I'm saying how many sentences in introduction? So minimum 2, and maximum 4, right? 2 to 4 sentences. With 2 to 4 cannot be less than 2, cannot be more than 4. All right, 2 to 4 sentences. Now, what are these 2 to 4 sentences? Do you know this? Quickly, let's discuss. What is the first sentence? The first sentence is called a general statement. How do I write a general statement? No, paraphrasing is second sentence. No, my dear. That's the second sentence. How do I write the first, the general statement? What is the trick to writing a general statement? Simple. Once again, let's go back to the question. Let me show you how do I write it. If I asked you in one word, if I showed you this question, if I showed you this question and if I asked you in one word, what is the topic of this essay in one word only? What would you say? What is the essay about? What is the topic? I want one word answer. What is the topic in one word? Very good. Excellent. One word. Tell me what is the topic of the essay in one word? Excellent. A lot of you are correct. It is climate change. Isn't it? Climate change. So what is a general sentence? What is a general statement or a general sentence? You will write a general sentence on climate change. For example, in the 21st century, climate change is one of the biggest perils facing or faced by the modern society. Right? So what is it? It's just a general statement. That means just a sentence, a very open, very neutral sentence about climate change. It has nothing to do with the question or with the tax, gasoline, absolutely not. Just a sentence about climate change. Or for example, in the contemporary era, it is getting extremely difficult to control climate change or to stop climate change, right? Let's say in the contemporary era, it is getting extremely difficult to control or curb climate change, right? So what is it? It's just a general sentence on the word. How do you write it? How do you write it? You ask yourself, what is the topic in one word? What is the topic? Every time ask yourself this question. What is the topic of this essay in one word? Right? Okay, now look at the second sentence. What is the second sentence of the introduction? Now that is paraphrasing the question. The second sentence, you paraphrase the question. What is paraphrasing? Just rewriting the question, but using synonyms. So for example, if this was my question, what will I do? I will paraphrase it. Let's do it together. One of the best ways. What can I say instead of one of the best ways? Very good, Varun. Let's say the most efficient way or the most efficient method, all right, of what can I say instead of fight climate change? Very good. Combating, excellent, of combating, let's say climate change. Combating, let's say the climate catastrophe is, how do I say introduce? Is to, very good, Jacob. That's a very accurate, yes, impose or levy a tax on fuel, full stop, right? Done. Was it difficult? No. How much time did it take? 60 seconds. Perfect. So second sentence, I will paraphrase. Done. Now, what happens in the third sentence? Now let us understand the third sentence. You must have seen that people say that the third sentence is the thesis statement. Isn't it? People say that the third sentence is a thesis statement. But I don't like to call it the thesis statement because the word is a little complicated, right? Thesis. I've never heard it before, so I don't understand it. I've never heard the word in my life before, IELTS. So how do I understand? Don't use the word thesis. Let's rename it today. Let's rename it to answer the question mark. And that is what we do in the thesis statement. We find the question mark in the question. Let's find the question mark. Have you found the question mark here? Where is it? Have you found it? Yes, here it is. Where is the question mark? After the word statement, right? So what will I do? I will answer this question. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So it's asking me how much do you agree? So whenever I ask you how much, what do you use? An adverb, right? So you, for example, you say, I agree a lot. I agree a little, right? You will use formal words. For example, I strongly agree. I completely agree. I somewhat agree. Right? Okay. So that is my thesis statement. Okay. So this is what my first introduction paragraph will look like. So now let's begin writing. Before we start, of course, I have something to show you. Let me show you what I have in store for you today. Yes. So I have a free gift for all of you. One of my batches is releasing on the 7th of February. And you can enroll for that batch for absolutely free by clicking on the link that I've just sent you. All right, it's a 4-week batch. I will be taking it. The timings are late evening, so 10 to 11 after you're done with all of your work, your studies. You can sit with me, grab a hot cup of coffee, and enjoy IELTS. Isn't it? What a weird combination. Enjoy with the word IELTS. Is it possible? Of course it is. We've enjoyed it today, haven't we? Okay. So yes, there will be 20 classes. I will cover all 4 modules. So rest assured, I cover listening, speaking, reading, and writing every Saturday. So just like that movie, Mean Girls. Have you seen Mean Girls? Have you seen the movie Mean Girls? So what does she say in Mean Girls? Wednesdays are for? Who can complete my sentence? Wednesdays are for? What does she say? Very good, Sri Krishna. Pink. So here at Leap, not Wednesdays. Saturdays are for, who can tell me? Any guesses? Saturdays are for? Mock tests. So every Saturday, you would have a mock test. All right. And you would have 5 such mock tests, out of which 3 will be 3 will include the writing module. So you can write your essays, submit them to me, and I will check them for you. I will let you know, are your ideas good enough or not, or do you need more work on your ideas? Also, you will be given 3 speaking slots. So 3 times you will be able to practice speaking and recordings of all sessions. Perfect. Now, some of us do need help with grammar, although grammar doesn't matter as much as content, but colorless green ideas sleep furiously. Those of you who said it's grammatically wrong, you need grammar classes, right? So there are going to be daily grammar classes as well, and daily doubt solving sessions. So all of your doubts would also be answered. Now, a lot of you are not able to register. Why? Do you know why? Because you need to log in with your phone number. If you don't log in with your phone number, if you don't log in, it is going to show you invalid code. All right. So sign in with your phone number, click on the link that I've sent you, and the code DM live will be auto applied. You just have to click on register, and it's a 1-click registering process. All right. So let me show you how it's going to look. If you don't sign in with your phone number, this is what it's going to show you. Here you can see from my screen what it shows me. If I don't log in, here you can see. It says invalid code, right? So why does it say that? Because I haven't logged in yet. So you need to sign in with your phone number. If you don't sign it, it will keep showing you invalid code, right? Okay. Now, not just my batch, but there are a lot of other batches available. So some of you may not like the late night classes, right? Late night classes could be a problem. So for those of you, I have more batches as well for free, absolutely free, especially for beginners. If you're a beginner and you want to start from scratch, this is a course that we've specially designed for beginners. And this is also available for 0 rupees. It's taken by Deeksha Kapoor, ma'am. All right. And of course, there are more courses, so many of them starting from 4 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. at night. You have many choices available. All right. So you can choose the one that you like. Okay. So yes, once again, letting you know that you need to log in. If you don't sign in with your phone number, you won't be able to join me. 2 clicks. It's going to take 2 clicks. 1 click to sign in. The second click to click on register to get it for 0 rupees. Absolutely free. Disha, are you logged in with your phone number? Make sure you sign in with your phone number. Excellent. A lot of us are in the 31st batch, which starts today. Yes. Bharat, oh, that's me. I think you're in my batch. Yes. All right. The order of modules, yes, Govind. So we'll begin with the speaking module, followed by the reading, and finally writing and listening. So reading, speaking is the first module. Okay, how many of you am I going to see on 7th? Let me know. How many of you will I see on 7th? Do we have to use British or American English? Who can answer this question? Good question. Exactly, Govind. Perfect. Well said. Both are acceptable. Stick to one. Don't mix the spellings or the accents or the pronunciation. Stick to one. Yes, I will also see a lot of you at 7. I can see a lot of you are already in my batch. Great. Brilliant. Okay. So yes, let's come back to the question that we will be practicing today. All right. Remember the introduction format and let's quickly brainstorm our ideas for that question. Okay. Let me show you the question. So first of all, you have to tell me what kind of essay does it ask you to write? All right. So I'm going to show you the question. First thing you tell me what kind of essay do you have to write? Here is the question. Certain endangered animals are being put in zoos as a way of protecting, studying and displaying them. In your opinion, is this a positive or negative trend? What kind of essay will you write? Will you write an advantage, disadvantage essay, a discussion essay? What are you going to write? Yashjeet, one of our students got 8.5 in writing. And I've seen somebody get a band 9 also. So of course it's possible. It's definitely possible. I'm getting a lot of answers. Let me clarify. This is an opinion essay. You need to give your opinion. They're indirectly asking you, what do you think? Is this good? See, they're asking you, in your opinion, the word is also there. Is this good or bad? That means, what do you think? Right? So it's an opinion essay. Okay. Now think about it from all of these points of view, right? And write your introduction and send it to me so that I can check it for you. Everybody write your introduction and send it. Yes, Tushar, that is true. So not tough vocabulary, no, uncommon vocabulary. Nikita, yes, of course. If you think that both of the sides have advantages, what will we do? That means you agree A little with each side, which means you partially agree, isn't it? That means you partially agree with this view. All right. Okay, so send me your introductions. See, how to brainstorm? Let's go back to our, strategy, where we think from different perspectives. What perspectives did I have? Political, which means, is it good for the government or bad? Or is it impacting the government at all? Then you have the economical perspective. What about the money? Then you have the social perspective. Then you have technological perspective. Then ecological, that means environmental. And finally, you have your legal perspective. Right? So see, government, is it good for the government or bad? Before we brainstorm, you just have one idea that, it's bad because animals are being tortured. But think about it. Is it good for the government or bad for them? So for example, if let's say there's an endangered species, let's say the white tiger, which only India has, and if the government puts it in a zoo, exactly, it's brilliant for the government, brilliant for them. Why? Let's write very good. Because imagine if there's only India which has, let's say, the Asiatic lion or the white tiger, it's going to increase the tourism for that state. People will come from faraway places to spot that tiger or that lion. Okay, now what about economical? Economical, money. So think about it. Think about it. The government is, using that for tourism. So it is exactly very good because the fees, and of course, if tourism increases, then money comes in the country. Okay. What about social now? What about society? What does it say about the society of that country? Now, for society, it is very bad. Why? Because today it is animals. Tomorrow, you never know. It could be humans, aliens, right? It's unethical and inhuman to keep someone in a cage and charge a fee to see them, right? The animals usually are in cramped situations in the zoos, which is not good. Okay, what about technological? Does technology have anything to do with it? No, right? Technology does not have anything in this matter. Again, I'm going to cut it. So again, this perspective does not work here. Now, environmental. What do you think? Is it good for the environment or bad for the environment? Bad. No, I think the other way around. Why do you think it's bad for the environment? No, it is good. Ecological. Think about ecological, right? How is it good? So these species are endangered. That means in danger of extinction. So if we can keep them, and we can breed them, right? And if we manage to breed them successfully with new methods and have more lions, so and a species which was going extinct, if it doesn't go extinct, that is brilliant, isn't it? We have saved a species from extinction. So it is good. All right. And what about legal now? Legal, again, this perspective doesn't really have anything to do here. You could say talk about animal laws, but then that is covered under societal perspective already. So earlier you had just two perspectives, good or bad. Now look at it. You have 4 reasons, 4 ideas, whether you want to agree or disagree. All right. So with that, we come to an end for the session. Imperiled species are in. Imperiled. Okay. And before we finish, once again, I would like to inform you that my batch starts on 7th of February, and I want all of you to be there. If you've already registered in a batch, register again, use a different phone number, use your sister, cousin's phone number, and join me because I want to see all of you. You're very interesting. Your answers were great, right? So I want to coach you further. So please sign in with your phone number, only then use my code DM Live. Otherwise, it won't work, Govind. All right. Please click on the link below and join me. And those of you who are on YouTube, the code for you is DM Live. So you can go to our website, put the code DM Live, and it would work. Also, remember to hit the like button, and I shall see you very soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. That is a very good introduction. Who is this? Ashish. Yes, that's a good introduction. Yes, a lot of you are from the 7 p.m. batch. I will see you. All right. 1 second, Sanskriti. The animals who are put at risk are placed in supervision no more. And all right. Good. Yes, good, Sanskriti. Well written. A lot of you have written good introductions. Suraj, sorry, Simranjeet, yes. Simranjeet as well. All right. Okay, thank you, everyone. I'll see you super soon on 7th of February in my batch. Bye. Bye, everyone.